today I'm going to answer one question. Are Ricks thin-sounding guitars? I think a lot of this myth comes from what Ricks are known for, which is jangly, arpeggiated stuff. Especially the 12-string Rickenbackers. You got George Harrison, Roger McGinn, REM. So that kind of jangly thing is what it's famous for. And that's what it does best. I'm not going to deny that. But that doesn't mean they're thin. That just means they excel at a bright, jangly sound. The way I think about it, it's not so much Rickenbackers are thin, is that they have a fairly flat, extended high end compared to a Telecaster or a Strat, which has a more obvious resonant peak. This makes them kind of almost more mellow, while also having plenty of high end. They also seem to have a lot more low mids than other single coil guitars. And so this has the toaster pickups, which are the weakest and, I guess, thinnest, because they're not overwound compared to the high gain pickups, and they're not humbuckers like the humbuckers in some of the solid body Rick models. But yeah, so I'm going to do a full demo of this lovely guitar later on. But today, I'm pretty much just going to show you some not so thin Rick sounds. So that beginning blues sound is just the neck pickup. Now this control here is basically a blend for the neck pickup. In the middle position. So if you have this all the way up, you lose a bit of signal. You don't get a fat neck sound. Wind it this way, you've got all your volume of your neck pickup back. So that's something that can trick people, because they assume everything's got to be like this. So this next tone is going to be another clean tone. It's going to be both pickups selected, and I'm just going to play a kind of chord-based thing, and then I'm going to show you what that sounds like on a guitar that I reckon does sound thinner, and that's a Telecaster. So let's just play this. Now for that same thing on the middle of a Telecaster. So what I can hear from that is much more mellowness from the Rickenbacker. Very different sound, and the frequencies are all over the place as far as compared to each other. This has a lot more bite, but probably not as much extended high end, and a lot more kind of punch in the low end. But that's got more of a mellow, low mid thing going on. So I'll get the Rickenbacker and we'll go to a typical drive sound. And you can see what it sounds like driven on the bridge pickup. So now on the bridge pickup, people say this is the reason it sounds thin. You got to use the neck pickup too. I've heard this from lots of people. So I'm going to play it clean and then with my plexi on. So. Okay, and now with the Telecaster to compare. Very different sounds, but I'd say personally this is thinner. Bitier, actually works better for leads because it cuts through, but isn't thicker than a Rickenbacker. For this last sound, I'm going to show what Rickenbackers actually do really well, and that's fuzz. So I'm going to put on my big muff. It's going to be in the middle position with this blend kind of facing upwards. That's what it sounds like clean with my big muff triangle copy. Here we go. All in all, Rickenbacker can do some thicker sounds. It isn't actually bass thinness compared to other guitars. It just excels at that jangly, bright sound because it doesn't have that same resonance peak. And that means you can turn up the treble, you can press the shit out of it, and it sounds great. Where a Telecaster might sound harsh in these conditions or ear piercing. But yeah, I wouldn't call it thinner. I wouldn't call it a thin guitar. I'd just call it something that excels at a bright sound but can do a lot of other sounds. So thanks for watching. Look forward, I've got some more vids coming up with this guitar in it. I'm going to do a full kind of review, go through heaps of different sounds. Also going to do a few comparisons to other guitars, like I did to the Tele, but more in depth through different guitars. So look forward to that. See you soon.